The story of the Mary Celeste is a unique one, beginning with a British merchant ship sailing through the desolate Atlantic Ocean. The captain's attention was caught by a vessel far in the distance, a ship that was neither moving nor responding to any signals. As they drew nearer, they discovered it was standing alone in the deserted sea, simply drifting with the waves. What was truly astonishing was the condition inside the ship. The crew's personal belongings, their food and drink, and the entire cargo were all perfectly intact and in place. The only thing missing was the crew itself, vanished without a single trace. This is the mystery of the Mary Celeste, a puzzle that has troubled historians for over 150 years. It is a secret that the sea has kept to itself. A warm welcome back, dear viewers, to Amir TV. This vessel was first christened the Amazon. In its early voyages, it became known for being involved in a series of minor incidents, gaining a reputation for mishaps. However, a major disaster had yet to strike. After passing through a few owners, the ship came under the command of Captain Benjamin Briggs, who renamed it the Mary Celeste. On November 7th, it was docked in New York, where workers were busy loading its cargo. Aboard the Mary Celeste were loaded 1,700 barrels of ethanol. This was industrial-grade alcohol, not for consumption. The plan was to transport these barrels from New York to the Italian city of Genoa, via the Atlantic Ocean. On board were a total of 10 souls: Captain Benjamin Spoon Briggs, his wife, their 2-year-old daughter, and 7 crew members. The ship was in good condition before departure, and it set sail smoothly on its long journey. This voyage was a lengthy one, stretching about 7,500 kilometers. In that era, such a distance took not mere days, but several weeks to cover. It's important to remember that this was a time before GPS or any advanced communication devices. 3 weeks after the Mary Celeste left New York, its arrival in Genoa was eagerly anticipated, yet there was still no sign of it. Interestingly, other ships that had departed New York after the Mary Celeste began to reach their destination. The question grew more pressing. Why had the Mary Celeste not arrived? 10 days after the Mary Celeste's departure, another British ship, the Dei Gratia, set sail from New York on a similar route towards Gibraltar. Then, on December 4th, 1872, its crew spotted a ship motionless on the water. The captain noted it wasn't making any headway, just stationary. This unusual sight in the open ocean made him suspicious, prompting him to send signals. Receiving no reply, he decided to move closer. Approaching the vessel, they made a startling discovery. This was the Mary Celeste, the ship of the captain's own friend, which had left New York a full month earlier. It was found adrift in the Atlantic, about 1,800 kilometers from Gibraltar, with no signs of life. The captain of the Dei Gratia sent a team to investigate the Mary Celeste. They were amazed to find the ship completely empty. Where could everyone have gone? This was the baffling question now facing the captain. Their first thought was an accident, but a thorough inspection revealed the ship to be perfectly seaworthy. All the captain's family belongings and the crew's possessions were untouched. The cargo for Genoa was completely secure, and even the food supplies were fully stocked. Further investigation turned up a logbook in the captain's quarters. In those days, captains maintained such books to record details of the ship's maintenance and any issues. The final entry was logged on the morning of November 25th, at 8 AAP, days before the ship was found. This meant the Mary Celeste had been drifting abandoned for about 10 days. The captain of the Dei Gratia was perplexed. Then he noticed the lifeboat was missing. This pointed to one conclusion. The crew had evacuated the ship hastily. The navigation instruments were also gone. A sword was discovered under the captain's bed, still in its scabbard, suggesting there had been no violent struggle or attack. All other important documents remained on board. They also noted the ship's cabin was wet throughout, with water pooled up to 2 feet in some areas. though not enough to seriously threaten a ship of that size. Under international salvage law, a rescuer is entitled to a reward based on the ship's value. So, the captain of the Dei Gratia towed the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar. The authorities held the ship there until court hearings could be completed. The court launched its own investigation, but even after multiple hearings, no answers were found. With no official explanation, people began to invent their own. Stories spread of alien abductions or attacks by sea monsters. Amid the rumors, one fact stood out. The Mary Celeste had a history of strange accidents. It had once collided with another ship, which sank despite the impact being minor. Later, while in port for repairs, it mysteriously caught fire. Then, just before a voyage, its captain suddenly fell ill and died. This history led many to believe the ship was cursed, earning it the nickname Ghost Ship. So, what really happened that day? Let's examine the theories. The first theory suggests betrayal, that the captain of the Dei Gratia staged the whole event to claim the salvage reward. But if that were true, one would expect to find some evidence of a struggle, which was completely absent. A second, more interesting theory involves the cargo. While 1,700 barrels of alcohol were loaded, 9 were found empty upon inspection. Perhaps some barrels exploded, frightening the crew into abandoning ship. Yet, there were no signs of fire or explosion damage. A third theory proposes the ship encountered a severe storm and began taking on water. Fearing it would sink, the captain may have ordered an evacuation into the lifeboat, which then could not survive the rough seas. This theory seems the most plausible, but it remains unproven. Many theories exist, but none have been conclusively proven. Even after 150 years, the fate of the Mary Celeste remains one of the ocean's greatest mysteries. What circumstances led the captain to abandon a seemingly sound ship? Where did everyone go? The secret likely died with Captain Benjamin Briggs. We hope you enjoyed this Amir TV video. Please like and share it widely. Thank you for your wonderful comments, and we'll see you in the next video.